Okay. Uh, fuck. The observer effect. Half the narrative is in my head. The other half I can say. Well, let me turn on the AC. Uh, yeah. So I'm thinking. On the one hand, um, let's say you wanted out of this dystopian narrative. For most of us, well, first you have to divide yourself from the other half of the narrative, which is, an amazing, endless fuckfest. I hate saying that word, but that's what it is. You know, in more scientific terms, it would be a de facto digital polygamy. Some people call it digital harem, I think. It's a little bit different, but you get the idea. Just, through your smartphone, connect with millions and millions of the most beautiful, that's an important point, the most beautiful women. So to even, I think to even get to the point where you realize that like that's probably not going to be like the best thing for you is requires that you see yourself as not being in the top 10% or whatever percentage of people who are really benefiting from that. And that part alone, that's like that psychological defeat that I think is required. That takes a long time and perhaps never really comes explicitly. But then, even if you manage to get to that point, um, there's the difficulty of like a counter narrative. Like, how do you phrase this, like what you want to do versus, hookup culture at large? Um, and like you may try, as I have, to go back to earlier models like dating, like just serial dating. Um, but you'll quickly find that no one is really willing to do that. I don't know. I've been pushed. I've gotten some pushback on that point, but I think that each successive iteration effaces the previous one in important ways. So getting we can't just go back to 1950s housewives for a number of reasons. Even if there are many women out there who wanted that, which there's a case to be made that that might be the case. I shouldn't. I'm using case too many times. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us literally most of us in the lurch, watching a bunch of hot people bang each other online and in person, and not even. I mean, it's mostly just. I don't know. It's just that's all. That's the only thing that could happen in that situation. Uh, so the narrative, and to create the new narrative requires. I don't even know. I don't even know what it requires. It requires more imagination than I have. Because I grew up, I think, at the wrong time. Uh, Shit, I don't even know where I'm going here. Uh-oh. Beep, beep. Wrong way. This is why you can't GPS and stream at the same time. Because it doesn't give you specific commands. But I don't want to stop. I like driving. Um, it's so pretty out. So beautiful. Yeah, so I think I think technology. Oh, okay, it's telling me. I can see. All right, so I think technology has to play a part. I don't know. I was at this training program, and this guy, he was much younger than me, really highly skilled programmer. He kind of took an early out, so he wanted something more secure, and he took he accepted into this program. Um, anyway, his skills are not important. The point is, you know, I asked him, I guess somehow it came up that he was dating some girl. I used the word dating lightly. He had met some girl online through one of his games. He was a gamer, Asian kid, very much a gamer. I know that's a stereotype. I don't give a shit. It's mostly true. Or it's true a lot of the time. It was true in this case. Fuck you. um, anyway, he met some girl through a game, and he hadn't yet met her. She lived in London. That's an important point, which I'll come back to later. But she didn't live in the U.S. Never met before, but his plan was to, go and, he was preparing. It was really weird. He was preparing himself to meet her, and I guess he had been very athletic when he was younger, and so now he has, put on a little bit of weight. I mean, not a lot. I mean, this guy was still like totally normal body type, just not like positively ripped. Anyway, he was trying to lose weight before he met her for the first time, and but they were like, I don't know how it was on her end, what was going, what her perspective was, but um, he was very much like, this is a real thing, it's going to happen, like they were in his mind like an item, setting aside all of my doubts for what was going to happen when he finally met her. But anyway, that's just an example that always comes to mind um, when I think about it, like what's going to happen next. And now, I think that's a preposterous arrangement. Uh, so I don't think that's the future for everyone, but I think it really might end up working for him. I think it really might end up working for him. So I don't want to. I guess what I'm getting at is I don't want to go backward. I don't think we can go backward. I don't think it's good to go backward. I think technology has a lot of, you know, potential. Sorry, it got a lot darker. I'm in a garage. I'm in a garage now. Um, and I don't know what that looks like. I had some idea to. Actually, I'll give you another anecdote. I recently was on some dating app. What was it? Like Bumble or something. Anyway, I'm sure. I don't know about you guys. I try and get off of those apps as soon as possible. Like my forte is not uh, texting back endlessly. That seems just to be the province of women. They're just the best at that. And I don't seem to have like my texting powers are not strong. So I like to try and get off of there as soon as possible. Um, and I almost never meet women who have the same MO. They seem to want to build some sort of texting relationship first before ever meeting me. Anyway, I met this girl on one of them, and I mean, she was like on the same page, and she wanted to talk on the phone. I mean, and she wasn't super old. Let me just say that. She was like my age. I'm 30, or younger. I can't remember, but she she wanted to get off of those. She wanted to call in to, I don't know, do that. And then after the call, she wanted to, um, she wanted to do a video chat, which I was just like, mind blown. Mind blown. Anyway, it didn't end up working out with her, but, you know, video chat is clearly like, it's going to be part of this. I don't know. But those are my main thoughts for now. I probably rambled long enough. Hopefully you found some of it interesting. I'm fascinated to hear your thoughts. I don't want, well, whatever. You get the idea.